Hi everybody, this is Caroline Sotheby and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. Well, outside, the snow is slowly going away. We've had some nice sunshine and some halfway decent weather for March. March Madness, of course, a lot of people have used that for basketball terms in the city of Wyandotte, and for high school, basketball is still going on, thankfully. They're catching up. They're trying to get three games a week. And Wyandotte, so far, the girls, on the first of this week, they beat Ellen Park 36-25. That gives them 5 wins and 3 losses. But there might be another extra one to their credit, because the game that they were supposed to play with Woodhaven was canceled, and I think it was COVID. So that's a possibility of another game there. They will be playing Trenton on Wednesday the 3rd, and Wyandotte will be going to Southgate on the 5th. That's this week. The boys, meanwhile, have had a rough start. They even lost to Ellen Park this week, 44-41. Wyandotte will be going to Trenton on the 3rd, and Southgate will be coming to Wyandotte on Friday the 5th. So that's something for this week. I'm saying these scores because local sports probably won't be coming on for another week or so. On the 20th, the cheerleading had Wyandotte Invitational, and when I talked to our AD, he said there were 4 different sessions, including the middle school. Woodhaven was the winner, though. Woodhaven's good in every department, it seems like. Participating schools were Airport, Trenton, New Boston, Huron, Riverview, Woodhaven, Saline, Temperance, Bedford. So, hey, that was a good representation. We'll have to find out more about the cheerleading. Then when it comes to hockey, wow, they had another bad beginning of the year, but they improved, and this past Friday, they beat Huron 10-2, and that will be coming on the program. If you want to watch, Channel 15 will be covering it. Joel was there, and I don't know, were you there too? Kelvin was there too, and was it Kevin and Chris were the commentators. So that'll be interesting to see, because they finally got some scoring, and I'm sure it gave them a little bit more incentive to beat Ellen Park on Saturday. That score was 2-0 after Ellen Park beat them the following couple of weeks, like 4-1. The only 2 scores I got from Gabriel Richard, they're doing great. Gabriel Richard beat Carlson 8-0, and they took on Woodhaven and took them 5-1. So downriver area is doing fine. So far, that's what the sports are like. At least there's something going on, even though there's certain restrictions. I mean, the parents can't all come in with a whole big family. The kids are allowed to have 2 guests, and so that means space up in a stadium or the gym, but at least gives them some representation and a way of feeling, hey, look what I can do. Anyway, another thing came into play last Tuesday after we finished doing our show. Went down to VFW 1136, and there was a new thing going on there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you've seen the drum exercise thing. Well, hey, this will give you something to think about. Do you want to go and do this? Or let's see what some of this exercising entails, okay?
So if you are new, just know you don't have to do anything you don't want to, but I do want you to challenge yourself, okay? I always believe it's you versus you, all right? You drove here. Unless you rode with somebody, blame them, all right? So just let you know, it's you versus you. You showed up to class. You're gonna get really sweaty. You're gonna look like a hot mess. Look how good my hair is right now. It's gonna look crazy. So let's see, what time is it? We got 1 minute. First, just to let you know, we're gonna have that door kind of propped open just in case we have a couple latecomers. I'm gonna shut off the lights because you know we like to work out in the dark and no one wants to see the real face. All right? All right. Oh, we don't have to see. All right. I know. You are. Rhea was on a hustle. Thank you so much to my homegirl on there. Her name is Carrie. Give it up. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you so much. All right. We're gonna get started. All right. The nerd. First song is always just stretching, so you can grab some water, throw your sticks in the bucket, breathe, and breathe. And you're gonna see me run right back here because you know what? I don't have a mirror back here. So my idea is to get you to see it in a 3D, okay? 3D effect. So you guys get this. We're gonna turn it up. Let's turn it up. All right. All right. So we're gonna start off. We're gonna go tap out 4 times, switch, then bucket, up, tap. Oh, I lied. Let's march. Tap, 4, 3, 2, switch, 4, 3, 2, switch, 4, 3, 2, switch. All right. Now, bucket up, bucket up, bucket up. Hot dad. In my class, I sing. right, remember. 1, 2. Who the heck is that? All right, let's breathe. Breathe. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
$100 bills and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. And I buy the bar double round a crown and
Everybody's getting down. Woo, and one time. Yeah.
the same.
All right, hey.
I said I love my horse and I'm ready to the city.
Hey.
Make a lot of noise because the girls they are so
Hey.
nothing down Broadway on my own Studley Road.
All right, Fred. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Hey, hey.
Save a horse, ride a cow.
All right, ready? Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm singing and blinking. Long legs down.
And I wouldn't trade on Leroy my Chevrolet for your
Excellent. I'm a freak parade.
way left in this town.
All right.
Love my horse and I ride into the city. I make a lot of noise 'cause the girls
All right, Fred.
knocking down Broadway on my own Studley Road.
All right, ready? Let's breathe.
Horse, ride a cowboy.
All right.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
All right. Now grab your wings. All right, here we go. Middle. And then we'll save a horse. All right.
I'm a thoroughbred, that's what she said.
Yes.
Back of my truck bed as I was
Yes.
getting buzzed on suds out on some backcountry road. We were flying, fine as wine,
Have ourselves a big rich time.
I was going just about as far as she
All right, middle.
her evaluation
Of my cowboy reputation. Breathe.
for salvation all night long. So I took her out gigging frogs, introduced her to my old bird dog.
All right, guys, ready?
Nelson song I can
We made love, yes.
I love my horse and I ride into the city.
Yes.
I make a lot of noise 'cause the girls they are so pretty.
Yes.
Nothing down Broadway on my own Studley.
All right, last one. Yes.
Horse, ride a cowboy.
All right, middle.
Save a horse,
Middle.
cowboy.
All right, middle.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Everybody says, save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Ooh. You gotta take it back. If you can't reach all the way up, okay? I know some of you don't have certain shoulders injuries and that stuff. Don't let it prevent you. Just go think outside the box. So if you can't go up, go back low. Go back low. All right? Do a little hop. All right, I'm ready. Ooh. Come on, Pitbull. Then it's crazy arms.
Let's celebrate.
Double. Yes. I just want to celebrate. Keep it going.
Say song, car play hard all day long. All the continents get
I'm glad you had a chance to sit there and relax and enjoy sitting at home while you watch the other ones participating. But anyway, as a reminder, that group is on Tuesday and Thursdays. It starts at 6:30 at VFW 1136. Okay, I had to ask Joel to sit down because, first of all, the guest couldn't make it because of an emergency, and I knew that was the first time this year you guys actually went and did a hockey game. And tremendous scoring. What did you think about the whole thing?
It was a fun game to cover. I mean, we covered a few last year where there wasn't much scoring or no scoring. So it was, you know, it's fun to be able to go to the games and see the puck get put in the net. Yeah.
And did he always make sure he followed the puck with the camera?
Calvin? You know, it was funny. As the game started, I wasn't thinking much about the fact that, you know, Calvin hasn't had a chance to shoot as much hockey as some of the other sports. So just before the game, I was like, all right, Calvin, like, why don't you go ahead and take the first period? I'll take the second. And then he kind of stopped. He was like, well, why don't you take the first? And I was like, okay. And I still didn't think much of it. And then up in that crow's nest, as we call it, it's a little awkward to shoot a hockey game up there because you've got the banners on the right side, you've got that beam on the left, we've got our commentators standing to the left, so we need them to step back a little. So the setup's a little difficult, but as the first period was going on, I was like, Calvin's not that familiar with hockey. I was like, I think that was maybe. So anyways, I talked to him after the first period. I was like, are you nervous about doing the hockey? So I gave him just a couple of pointers about how the game's played. And then after the second period, he said to me, he was like, man, he's like, that camera was just, you know, whipping back and forth. 'Cause it's if you're not used to a game like hockey, because we're just doing a one-camera setup, it's fast. And then, like, if you want to get in on those tight shots, like on a face-off or as they're going in for a goal, you also you got to keep your finger on the switch to zoom right back out.
Right.
So yeah, I think it was, you know, hey, it's trial by fire. He survived.
I'm anxious to see it now and find out exactly that he did the second period.
He did the second period.
Period. Okay. Are you going back for another? No. But you have to learn someplace, and it's rough though when you're put in that position because you only had one camera. Before we used to have three at least. It was on both ends, and then, I mean, sometimes one end and the two sides. So you got a better chance of having grab to another camera that was getting a better shot.
Yeah.
And I realized last year, with you guys be up, what you said, crow's nest, you can't get a good shot on the boards from there.
Yeah, it is difficult depending on how you've got the tripod set up. So, you know, on one camera setup in a fast-paced game like hockey, you do the best you can. And there's plenty of times where, as the flow of I just try and follow the flow of the game and not be in my own head about, oh, how am I going to get out of this shot? It's a one-camera setup. You do what you got to do, and you know, at the end of the day, I just hope it looks lively.
Yeah.
Which I think it probably
Well, that's why I used to say follow the puck.
Yeah.
Because as long as you're with that, you're going with the action.
Yeah.
So, but who am I?
Well, and you can play it safe too, just like in basketball. You know, you've got the zones in hockey, so if you want to pull out on a wider shot and essentially cover the far ends and then the neutral zone, you can play it safe like that. But I don't like playing it safe, so I like to get in right where the action's at and give the viewer the best shot that we can of the goals and in the big plays. So.
But can you imagine 10 shots on the goal and making it just, that's great because they had a bad start. They had a bad start for the, first 2 months. So it was encouraging, I'm sure, for the coach even to say, hey, we're finally getting there.
I think it's it's a difficult situation this season in particular with all of the COVID restrictions to gauge anything of where a team's at or where a student's progress may be academically, because everything has been thrown into a blender. So you know they're playing. That was a game that was scheduled simply so they could play a game because their game last Wednesday had been canceled. So they're not playing all their usual opponents. But yeah, they'd gone 0-6 and scored I think just 3 goals through those 6 games. So hey, whoever the opponent is, when you put a puck in the net and you're part of a team, you start to feel better about yourself.
Whee!
Yeah, yeah. So hey, it's if it's going to be feast or famine, make sure you eat when it's time to feast. So, and they did.
Okay. When's the next one? You know for sure? Another
Well,
month?
we don't know anything for sure, but I think
That's
we're going to
right.
attempt to cover one later this week.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah,
Great.
Thursday.
And this gives you a bird's eye view of exactly what happens to cable people, because you're put in a situation, and that was a sort of a last minute deal too. So it was great that you could
Yeah.
go there and take care of the camera work too.
Everything's been on the fly, whether it's in the studio or remotely. We started last week thinking, oh, we'll shoot the hockey game on Wednesday. Well, then it got canceled
Yeah.
for the COVID protocol. Then it was like, well, maybe we'll do a basketball game. But then you're trying to get commentators on the same page, and then I think the Yak Arena actually messages, hey, there's going to be a game on Friday. So yeah, right now, anything anyone makes a plan for right now, they tell me about. I'm like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens
We'll see.
tomorrow.
Okay. Well, just the same thing. I know we don't have too much time. For some of you people that don't realize, the coffee lounge started last week. Most of the time it's 6 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock, except Saturdays and Sundays. They start at 8 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday. And that is on Oak near Biddle. Another one that's starting this weekend is what they call a pop-up shop. And it's right next door to R.P. McMurphy's. And that's something different. I'll be interviewing Eileen next week, so plan on seeing that next week's program. Anyway, we have to go. I thank Joel for at least coming on and filling in some time. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Up, Down, and Around Town. Okay.